Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back to the Talk Podcast. This is going to be part 3 on The Trophy Wife. I Married a Monster. We are trying to understand what is true at this point.
I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. Now, I know you know who the trophy wife is because she's been going up and down my timeline for the last couple of days. Her name is Isis, or Paloma, which is her real name. This lady is completely insane. Let's just start from there. Background story, her and my uncle got together really quick. From what I've been seeing and what I've been told, she thought that she was getting a come up with my uncle. But then when things didn't go her way and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which...
Just a quick interruption. I am going to take it for what it is. I believe that she is the niece. I don't know too many people who go on the internet pretending to be someone's niece. And I'm also going to believe the fact that, yes, it really did happen very fast, the relationship. She did not exactly say that it was a week, but, it's been out there that it was literally 1 week, and we're going to take it for what it is so far. It is very interesting. I would really like to have the perspective of the so-called husband, but as everyone has noticed, he has not talked about this in any way, shape, or form. Could be because, yes, maybe there is a case running, or maybe because he just doesn't want to say anything. But it would be very interesting to actually get the perspective of the two people, as we already have, who were involved in this whole situation.
To come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce. For you smart ladies out there who sat up there and thought to yourselves, oh, this cannot be true. This can't be, something that a woman would allow.
I must say that everything that is coming out, the whole story, the whole situation, it is just so bad. And if you have to think about it, that someone could possibly, create lies around the stories or make even the whole thing up, or that is just somewhat, I don't know, it's evil. And to think about that, the whole story has such a twist to it, possibly. I just don't know what to say. I just think I've hit a limit of, I don't know what to say. This is so crazy, because what do you do? Why are you trying to cover this up? This is possibly, if this should have happened, enabling that behavior and also not giving the protection needed. I'm just so confused.
Which is not. It's not something that a woman would allow. I am a victim of sexual...
Well, I want to say, I do not think that people in their right mind would sit there and allow something like this. And I've said in previous episodes that we are not here to make fun of anyone who has went to such a traumatic experience. It is a bad situation and we wish them well, right? But I really don't think people in their right mind would allow this, whoever is the person who is creating that harm. And that's why we really need to understand that if that is the twist, the boy needs to face some kind of accountability for it. I know it's a child, and also get some kind of help. Does that make sense? I don't really know where I'm going with this, but, to say that nothing is going to happen is mind-blowing, or let's say to try to cover it up or to possibly make someone else carry the blame. And wow, I just don't know.
Or whatever you want to call it. And I don't appreciate one bit of the accusations being put out there, especially not just because they're fake, not just because that they're out there just for clout, but because of the fact that this involves a family member of mine who I care about dearly. Met multiple family members, if you want to put that out there, because the kids are my family too. The boys are somebody else's. The girls and the last baby are a part of my family.
So now, once again, I present the question, what is true at this point, right? I have said this in the previous episode, and I think it is very much needed, and it's fair to repeat this, that we are not here to make fun of the situation. I guess a lot of people are very much invested because not only is this naturally traumatic to us human beings, but as this woman has said, she also has been a victim. I do not know what is going on in this world, but we understand that unfortunately there are people who are not having the best intentions for you, right? And unfortunately, some things like this also happen closed doors. So that is painful, and we want to acknowledge that. We are not here to make fun of the kids or the situation that happened to anyone in any way, shape, or form, okay? But I need to understand that her choices, or I need to say that her choices that she made, to me, are still very odd, if I can put it that way, because at the end of the day, those boys, these girls, these children are still under your protection, and I do not see why in any way, shape, or form it's the internet that you should take this kind of situation and expose this to the world in such a manner. I think what should have happened is she should have gotten honest professional help, and to be honest, the justice system involved. I cannot tell you guys how that is going to play out, because who is in that kind of situation on a daily, right? But what I believe is going on the internet and creating just this ground for strangers and just more drama to fill in is very suspicious, as I said before. One new thing that I just found out recently is that her channel has been completely swiped upside down, okay? The videos of her are out, they're taken out, but it seems like the only clip that is on her platform is exactly the one that is exposing this traumatic situation. And that's exactly the one that is, linked with this GoFundMe. And that altogether is just the reason why so many other people, even if they struggle and they want to support and believe, they just don't, it just doesn't make sense to them, because they're thinking, why are you exploiting your children, your family, and this traumatic situation? Why are you doing this to yourself? That's the question that goes to my mind. Why are you doing this to your family? Why are you doing this to your kids? So now that is one take. But hold on. We still do not know for a fact what happened. There seems to be altogether a very chaotic situation, because A, we have a persona or person who, created a brand and an image of herself that she, was sharing on the internet and possibly profiting off, making money off of it. I struggle. And finding out that most of it is not even true. Then we have this so-called relationship, marriage, that happened so quick that is now completely disastrous. And we have this traumatic situation. And even we have a divorce that's been going on, right? But just got exposed because of the situation. We have so much information that just makes people question literally what is going on. And to me, honestly, it even creates more worry for the kids, because you're asking yourself, what is happening in that chaotic household? To the outside world, it really looks glamorous, but it is not. I mean, I do not know these people. It really just popped up on my timeline, and now suddenly you're sitting here and you're having so many questions. What I was actually trying to say is, think about it, this marriage and the relationship. So far, we only heard the 1 week, how it went fast and how it happened, her perspective. But we do not really know what kind of agreements these people went into, right? We don't know what the conversations were. We don't know what he actually was looking for as well, because there must be something about you as well that is kind of odd to allow that so quickly, right? So all of this is just so many questions. I get that as a family member, you want to stand up for your uncle, if you guys have a great relationship. To me, that is just something that makes sense. But that doesn't mean that we can also just believe everything, because we just don't know. I just find it, you know how people say, when someone is, making too much attention, being too loud and trying to get all the attention on their side, sometimes it really happens to turn out that that person might be trying to sell you a story. So we don't know. We haven't heard anything. We know so far that the husband is a free man. We have, nothing tangible because he's not speaking. And to be honest, we cannot even judge that because this is such a chaotic, traumatic situation. Who wants to talk about this? Really? Does that make sense? Okay, guys, let's leave it at that. See you in the next one. Bye.